A couple hundred years ago, the only thing you had to worry about was a hangover.
You telling me you're an investigator?
More or less.
Today, because of your curse thingy, you can't sleep with anyone.
We're not a team. I'm your boss.
Or else you might feel a moment of true happiness,
You got a real addiction to the brooding part of life.
lose your soul,
Except for the bulk of it, where I was nearly tortured to death.
become evil again,
You're a demon hunter.
Road demon hunt.
and kill everyone.
It's fucking
I
fantastic.
love that sound.
Thanks, Cornelia. I always appreciate your perspective.
Oh, damn, that's good.
Yes, sir. That's the only reason I do this podcast anymore.
Welcome to AwA with Angel. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
And today we're reviewing season... Wow, for some reason in my notes I wrote season 5. Today we're reviewing Angel Season 2, Episode 20, Over the Rainbow.
No, fuck it. Let's do Season 5, Episode 20 of Angel. We're skipping ahead, motherfuckers. It's going to be okay.
I don't think I want to do that.
It's going to be okay.
There's supposed to be some good episodes in between those.
Sure. I don't remember hearing that at all. Anyway, yeah, Over the Rainbow. Somewhere.
Yes.
There's something on the rainbow. Some thing.
Oh, complete side note, by the way. I just saw news that they are recording voices for... that you can select to be the computer voice in Elite Dangerous. Ooh. And one of them is Shatner.
Oh, yes.
Another one is Brent Spiner.
It's actually Brent Spiner?
Yes, it's the actual actors doing the voices.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Wait, William Shatner is actually recording his personal voice.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. For the computer voice in Elite Dangerous.
All I want them to do with Elite Dangerous is put an actual Deep Space Nine
right?
and a wormhole where it is in, canonically in Star Trek.
And it could be the only wormhole.
Sure.
Just the only wormhole in the entire game.
Yeah, it's the only one the Federation knows about.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right. Well, are you ready to talk about Angel?
Yes.
Well, too fucking bad. We have other things to do first, Rex.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
For starters, I have to fuck a doodle do.
Again.
And again and again and again until you've learned your lesson.
I'll get the tarp.
And the bucket. And the wheelbarrow.
Oh, not the wheelbarrow again. Come on.
Not the wheelbarrow again. Oh, God. Yep, the wheelbarrow, the tarp, the mop, the Zamboni.
Zamboni? I don't remember a Zamboni last time.
Get Shaquille O'Neal out here. He's the only one tall enough for what we need to do. Ah, yes. Those doodle-doos are so high up. Why can't we just use a ladder? Shut the fuck up, that's why.
I have some drywall stilts.
Fuck a doodle-doo, Rex. Which is code for executive Patreon supporters. They are Bridget McCloy, Dead Serious, Callista, Ali Bonarigo, Nathan Lancy, Kristen, Dulcinea, Rachel Gregory, Rachel Doodle-Doo, D. Sheringhausen, Clubby the Seal, Sandra Craig, Jay Sommer, Christina, Catherine Parkinson, Karen Moon, Chris V-Man, Pat Likes Turtles, Scarlett Choi, Janella Lindauer, bad at changing their name heaps, Kfro Horse Dildo with BWB logo Gnome, Father Defenestrato, Matthew Indeber, Kelly MC, Jesse Rain, Alex from the Heart, and, as always, Carrie fucking Phillips.
Thank you so much. Without you, this show literally is not possible.
That's what I keep hearing. That's what you keep telling me.
Yeah, it's true.
One of these days I'm going to believe it.
Well, currently I can't afford to buy our beverages for the show, so the ginger beer we have is purely because...
Oh, is this Buffy money again?
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Woo! Hey, guess what else, everybody? We have a couple new iTunes reviews.
Yeah, we're up to 60 reviews now?
Yeah. plus the European ones, so at least 65, 67, something like that. I forget how many are over there. But yeah, once we get to 75, which should happen here just, in a year or two, we're going to give away another free hoodie.
Yeah.
And everybody who's written a review, keyword written, not just 5 stars, is automatically qualified to win that hoodie unless you have already won the hoodie. Literally everybody else, super qualified.
Yeah.
Yep, and only one person has won the hoodie. We did give away a couple t-shirts, but that's not the same.
Nope, not the same.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, Rex, go ahead and read us a review.
All right, this review was put in on the 13th of November by Zach the Swamp Maniac, titled The Most Intriguing Buffy Podcast.
The most intriguing.
Yes,
you hear that?
The most. It reads, having watched all episodes more than once and continually keeping up with the show, I can say it's the only Buffy podcast I personally can regularly listen to and not grow bored or lose focus on. Every episode has me laughing at both hilarious hosts, Rex and Josh. Hey, he called me hilarious.
I knew you'd like that.
They never miss on the comedy, all while still giving a great review of a Buffy or Angel episode. Highly recommend for anyone who wants an easy listening, fun, and informative review of Buffy the Vampire series. Thank you so much, Zach.
Yeah, but guess what? We're not done circle jerking ourselves yet. So strap on, strap in, strap down. We got one more from Natlint, 5-star review, November 24th, 2022. Hey, that's like yesterday.
Yeah.
Titled, Can't Miss for Buffy Fans! !
Ooh.
I should have written this long ago. That's right, Natlint, you should have. Thought I did. Great podcast, funny and insightful with just enough inappropriateness. Just enough. You hear that? And I'm like bringing it. And it's only just enough. This guy is insatiable. Anyway, no long lectures on blaming society and writers from 20 years ago for not having today's values. Yeah, that'd be pretty shitty. Thanks for noticing. Just the right amount of fun and respect for the show. I just started on season 4. We'll probably catch up about the time they finish. Super excited for the rest of the journey with these guys 20 miles down the road. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cool. That's pretty awesome. I love it when we get them in spurts like that.
Yeah, me too.
Because sometimes it gets kind of demoralizing only getting one like every 6 months. But, not to be sad boy, sit here and feel all sorry for myself or anything, but review us more. It's literally the best thing you can do to help us out. Preferably iTunes, but other reviews on other platforms help too. Well, everybody, we've got one more announcement to make because we don't want it to be a surprise this time. We've gotten infamous for taking long breaks with very little to no notice. And last time we kind of feel like dicks because we didn't do anything about the Patreon. We just kept taking your money. Well, we're not going to do that again because it was a dick move. We're sorry about that.
Exactly.
So we just wanted you to know, as soon as we finish up Season 2 of Angel and Season 5 of Buffy, we are going to take a break for approximately 2 months, and we're going to announce that every episode from here until we do that. It's going to be around the end of, I believe we figured out January 16th will be the last episode that we do for a while.
Roughly around there.
Yeah, and we're going to pause all of our Patreon we're going to pause all payment on our Patreon subscriptions for the duration of our break, and we will keep you updated on when we're coming back. Don't worry, we are coming back. And in the meantime, you'll be able to listen to me still on my other podcast, our sister podcast, Wubba Lubba Pod Pod! At Wubba Lubba Pod Pod.
I think you enjoy saying that. Just
Wubba Lubba Pod Pod!
A little too much.
Yeah, that is correct.
But the big thing here also is during our break, we have a particularly special treat. We are planning a live Q&A with patron supporters, probably a week or two after our last episode is released. And that will be specifically, if you're a Patreon supporter at any level, no matter how much money you're giving, you will get to participate in the live stream. That means you'll be in the chat. You can chat with us, give us questions, and we will answer them on the spot. But also we are going to be calling for questions from general fans that will go to our Twitter or our Facebook that we can also answer on the live stream. And then well after the event, we'll make that public on YouTube and whatnot. But the actual live Q&A will be only patron supporters.
Correct.
So you have time now between hearing about this and that event to sign up for Patreon and, become a supporter if you want to be part of that event.
Mm-hmm. And did you mention that we are also fielding public questions and
yes,
mail-in questions if you can't be there at the live Q&A?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I wasn't listening.
It happens.
It sure does.
And then, that concludes all peripheral business. Now it's time for a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? Does this shiny bikini make me look fat? Yes, it makes you look like a cow, Joshua. Silence! Off with her head! Joshua. I mean, if I'm a cow, what does that make you? Joshua! Are you calling your mother a cow? Yes. Okay, not exactly. Well, that's more like it. Now apologize to your... I'm actually calling you a bitter old sow. Well, it takes one to know one. Yes. And you know what else it takes to know one? A child who respects his elders? No, that's just fucking stupid. It takes a magic portal book, obviously, but unfortunately, the one Angel has is out of batteries. So they have to find a new psychic hotspot in order to get to Lorne's homeworld, Pylea, in order to save Cordelia. The four of them take the convertible through the portal, which keeps them from being separated. Cordy is having a hard time being treated as a slave cow, where she meets Fred while shoveling some poop, and then draws attention to herself by having a vision. The guys eventually are captured and taken to be sentenced at the castle. They make a last-ditch escape effort just as they are presented to their leader, who happens to be Cordelia, whom they now worship, presumably because of the visions thing. The end.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. As soon as the sun goes down, as soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing.
We open the episode at Caritas with Wesley, Angel, and Lorne, having just closed the portal, and they take a moment to realize that Cordelia is missing. They're frantically looking around. They cannot find her anywhere. Of course, she obviously would have had to have quickly hid. Like, why would she not just be still standing there?
Yeah. Did we not... I thought... Well, we started off in Pylea, though, didn't we? Or was that just a repeat of the end of the last episode? Yeah, that was
a repeat of the tail end of last episode.
Yeah, but we didn't see the demon dog thing yet.
No, that happens after this scene.
Oh, okay. I'll just stop talking.
No, we get a moment where they're freaking out that Cordy's gone. Then we cut to Pylea, where Cordy finds herself in the woods and trying to find everyone, apparently.
Yeah.
And then, stupidly, yelling for help.
Right? And then she even chastises herself for how stupid it is. She's like, great, just yell for help really loudly in this alien planet.
Yeah.
And make all the demons come straight to me. And then they do. Well,
yeah.
Okay, one of them anyway. And it looks suspiciously similar to their design for a werewolf, because it's just a dude in a costume.
Yeah. I do want to note that she attempts to get home by clicking her heels together, which is, a fun little nod to the title of the episode, Over the Rainbow.
Yeah. I thought that was dumb.
I liked it.
Okay. Maybe I'm just having a cynical day. I don't know. More cynical than usual.
But yeah, she's trying to find a silver lining. But no, there are no silver linings. There are only demons.
Only demon dogs that are clearly just a human doing the quadruped thing. I mean, the guy that they cast is doing a really good job.
Right? Like,
gotta give him that.
Can you imagine the kind of, fitness you have to run on all fours?
I have dreams where I do that all the time. It's actually easier for me to run on all fours in dreams than it is to run as a biped.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of fun,
It's
though.
very weird.
So it chases her. My only criticism of this demon dog thing is that it didn't have giant dangly nuts. That would have really added a ton to the realism for me. In fact, just make the actor play it nude and call it an art film. That's all I want.
Opening credits. I got nothing.
I don't see what the problem is. Back at Caritas, Angel's freaking out. Lawrence also freaking out. Wesley, keeping it fairly cool, actually.
Yeah. He's honestly, he shows a lot of calm restraint through this whole episode.
He does. Yeah, he's really coming along. Good for him. So proud of him. Angel wants to open up a portal and leap balls first into another dimension to save Cordelia. Like, okay, easy there, hot tits.
But yeah, it turns out it doesn't work. He complains that the book must be out of batteries.
Lorne is trying desperately to get drunk.
But can't.
I'm like, wait, you can't? You run a bar, bro. Is it, I mean, too high of a tolerance, or is it something about his race?
It's specifically like his biology doesn't allow him to get drunk.
Has this come up before?
No, this is the first time it came up, but I actually pulled it up on the wiki. And this is a norm for his biology. And this works so well, I think, because it makes sense to me now as to why he would be so ridiculously anal about the quality of his cocktails. Because he can't get drunk, so he's drinking it solely for the flavor.
For the taste, yeah. Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, all right. Well, Angel says, fuck logic, and he starts reading this incantation to open up a portal. It doesn't work. He tries it from where the portal was before on stage. Bubkiss. So he correctly presumes that the book must be out of batteries. He must have bought it from Radio Shack. Does anybody get that joke anymore? Radio Shack's too old. Are we just too old?
We're just too old.
Yeah, we're relics. Okay.
There was a question that was posed on Twitter about tabletop role playing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when I answered it, I was mentioning how I had been playing for so long, and I realized that I have been playing D&D for more than half of my life. And I have been playing for over 20 years.
That'll do it. You know what made me feel old? My current partner. Well, we were chatting about college. We went to the same college, and another friend of ours casually was like, "Oh, was there any crossover in the time?" Oh, and I was like, "Oh no, no." And they're like, "Hey, fuck you," and I'm like, "No, I'm just calling myself old."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I thought you were saying I didn't go to college for very long." I'm like, "No, why would I say that?" Just to put things in perspective, I graduated college in 2008. And then they were like, "Oh, I graduated high school in 2014. And I'm like, yeah, old. So don't ever question my oldness ever again.
Yesterday for us, at the time of this recording, yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I was at my dad's for dinner, and he pointed out that I have 2 years to 40.
Yeah, no shit. Am I 37 or 38? I forget.
You're 38.
Fuck you. I hate you.
We're in the half of year that we're the same age.
So I just watched, fuck the tangent. I'm going on a tangent. So I just watched an episode of Deep Space Nine, and it's the one where Colm Meaney, Chief O'Brien, is playing this weird space version of racquetball with
Bashir.
Dr. Bashir. And Bashir's just cleaning the floor with him, kicking his ass. And Chief O'Brien goes back to his quarters and complains about it to his wife, Keiko. And, well, that also happens. But Bashir is talking about it to Dax later. And he's like, well, I feel bad for him. I'm not trying to humiliate him. But, some people just naturally slow down. And Dax is like, he can't be that slow. He doesn't look a day over 38. And I'm like, fuck you. No way. I'm the same age now
God.
that Chief O'Brien
I gotta
was
fucking look it up
in
now.
fucking Deep Space Nine. But apparently, oh my God. I was like, wait, are you telling me all these other main characters are like mid to late 20s? Is that what's going on? That's probably what's going on.
Oh my God. Let's see. Of course, the internet is slow as balls.
You know what would make the internet faster than balls
What's that?
is if that stupid demon monster had some big saggy balls. Like if my roommate's cat has some big hairy balls, I think they can put some big hairy balls on a demon monster in a TV show. Just me? If I have to look at truck nuts, we can put some big hairy balls on a demon monster in a 20-year-old TV show. Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Right.
What season was that episode?
Right. Season 2.
Season 2, so the second.
Mid-season 2-ish. I want to say episode 12 or ish, maybe. You calculating
I'm calculating
Colmeany's age?
No, I'm calculating it off of the canonical age of the character.
Okay.
Because canonically he was born in 2328.
That's some nerdy shit.
Yeah, it is. It happens.
I think the actor's older than the character, though. Because Colmeany has to be like 40 when he starts the show. Oh my God, I just said 40 like it's fucking old.
Yeah. Fuck. The time span of Deep Space Nine started in 2369. Nice. This was 2370. So yeah, he's 42 canonically. He's
What do you mean 2370?
2370 is the second year that the Federation maintained Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
So season 2 of Deep Space Nine was in the year 2370. So he is 42. And the character is 42 years old.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. 2369 would have been the third year of the third season of the original series, and then Deep Space Nine doesn't happen until the 90s, because they always line up the years of the air dates with the...
No, Deep Space Nine started halfway through, I think.
I don't know. This isn't a Star Trek podcast.
I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find the guy that killed Tina, and I want to look him in the eye. Then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings.
So anyway, Wesley suggested before, and he suggests again, that they should go back to the hotel and figure out how to open the portal. Lorne thinks that they're better off not going to his world at all, especially looking all human-like.
Yeah.
And Angel's like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Cut to Lorne's world, where we find out what the hell that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. Cordy runs from the demon, the neutered demon.
Yeah.
Much to Josh's dismay.
It could just be female.
Yeah, possible.
But I think the owner does call it a boy. Like, good boy. I don't remember, though.
Maybe they're non-gendered.
Could be completely asexual. I don't know. Non-gendered. That's the one.
But yeah,
They're like shrimp.
the demon chases her down, tackles her, and then licks her face.
With its gross, fork-tongued, alien, nasty... And she's pretty grossed out, too. And they try to do this thing where it's like licking a point of view of Cordy's face, but it's clearly not quite making contact with what would be the screen.
Probably because, she didn't want her face actually licked by this person.
Well, no, it would have been licking the lens of the camera.
Oh, yeah.
In order to get that shot. And they're like, yeah, don't lick the lens of the camera, asshole. But it also wasn't a real tongue, so...
Right.
Are you going to do it right or not, assholes? Anyway.
Moments later, a humanoid demon comes along and calls the animalistic demon off her, then proceeds to call her a cow and take her prisoner because she's now a slave.
And then he gags her, because that'll bring down her price at the market. So, oopsie-doo. Yeah, probably should have run instead of trusting the first random whack-a-mole to come along. But now you're being sold into slavery. I don't see what the problem is.
Couldn't possibly turn out bad.
No. Cut to the Hyperion, where Lorne explains very poorly at first that he has no idea how or why a portal opened up in front of him one day in Pylea. He just hoped really hard that he would get away from home, and then a portal opened up in front of him.
The way he presents it is kind of like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well,
he wanted the fuck out of there.
He literally presents it that way.
Yeah. Like he wanted the fuck out of there. He got out of there. And also turns out that the portal that he opened, he came into the world in a warehouse that he turned into Caritas.
Right. And that's a fun little backstory. Yeah. But Angel's a huge dick about it. He's like, what do you mean you don't know? It's like, fucking...
He doesn't know.
He said he doesn't know.
Yeah.
What do you want from him? You're like, you don't know. You've seen 2 portals now, and you don't know.
Right.
So Lorne also explains that while Pylea is not a literal hell, it is a close second because it has no music. Oh, no. I mean, I can think of a few other reasons, but sure, let's go with the no music thing. Why not? Wesley confirms Angel's theory that the portal was, in fact, out of batteries.
Yes.
Also adds that the separate entities going through the portal tend to separate upon arrival.
Yeah. Meaning
2 people could easily arrive on opposite sides of the planet. And I think this was a clever way to not bring back Landokmar.
Right.
Because now we know why Cordy didn't arrive with him, even though they both left at the same time.
Which they were probably like, we're done with him.
I was done with Landokmar. That's for fucking sure.
I like how later on when they end up in Pylea, that's where Lorne was from specifically, is like, he's obviously from the village that they're in.
Yeah.
But it's like, where the fuck did Landok go? Like, he's on the opposite side of the planet.
I kind of want a flashback, or you know what I mean, cutaway.
Yeah, a little cutaway, and we find out like he's in the North Pole or some shit.
Exactly, freezing his ass off. Not dead, but just hilariously suffering.
Yes.
I just need that little bit of schadenfreude, because fuck that guy. That guy's an asshole. So Gunn enters, and he stops in just long enough to be like, hey guys, I have to go fill in this massive plot hole. I just realized that I've been neglecting my people, like Josh and Rex have been saying ever since I joined the show and started getting paid. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to go back to doing that now. I know Cordy's all like trapped in another dimension and shit, so good luck with that. Peace!
And then this is when Lorne takes it upon himself to also express how he is not going with them. Fuck that. Not doing it.
Oh, he doesn't just jump on the bandwagon. He fucking builds the bandwagon and then jumps on the horse that's pulling it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody aboard the not going back to Pylea train.
But he does want to help, so he does, go ahead.
Woo! Woo! Thank you for humoring me.
Lorne does want to help, though, even though he doesn't want to go to Pylea. He is going to see about finding that hot spot for him. And he fucks off to go do that. And then we get a little moment with Angel and Wesley just being very determined that they're going to save Cordy.
Yeah, had to have this moment of stern, intense, broody nonsense between Angel and Wes about Gunn having... Gunn does have people to take care of, and... I mean, so does Angel, god damn it. So does Angel. And isn't that what's important? Angel. Not Gunn. Angel. The name of the show is fucking Angel. Does the opening theme song sound like blam, 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 blam? No, it does not. It sounds like a fucking angel is playing the fucking cello. It sounds like cats meowing by dragging...
Oh my God.
A piece of string across another different type of string, and it makes it go meow, 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 meow.
Is that what you would determine is an angel playing the cello?
That's correct. Sounds angelic to me.
I think you might have some questionable taste in music.
I guarantee it. Thank you for the compliment. Cut to Pylea.
Back to Pylea. Cordy is being carted to the slave market, literally carried by her hands and feet strapped to a stick.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, she does, however, fetch a nice price at the market.
Yeah.
1 pig and a pint of flib liquor.
A pig and a pint.
Pig and a pint? Smoking a crepe? Anyway, personally, I'd have paid 2 pigs, but not a piglet more.
I mean, it depends on the pig.
If a pig is $1, wouldn't a piglet be like a dime or a penny?
Sure.
Depending on the size.
This brings up a question to me, though. This brings up a question. So is Pylea a secondary dimension or a parallel dimension? So like apparently it's not Earth, but they have humans and pigs on this planet. So is it a parallel Earth? Or is it a whole nother dimension that somehow humans had gotten there?
Okay, so the only distinction between a parallel dimension and a secondary dimension is the planet?
Well, yeah, like is it the planet Earth just with different things going on, like how Sliders was parallel planets?
Right.
Or is it a different world altogether, like the geography, and obviously there's 2 suns.
It would have to be a different world altogether because it has 2 suns.
So I'm fascinated to wonder, how did pigs and humans end up on this planet?
Well, I mean, they transposed the word slave for cow.
Right.
Because clearly when they say cow, it does not mean the same thing that we think of when we say cow. It might have just been a more PC and funny way of saying slave.
I don't know. It's just a curious thought of like how the history of this situation would be.
And I didn't see any pigs.
No.
So it could just be a translation thing.
Maybe.
I mean, their horses, you do see an alien horse, and it does not look like a horse. So while she's shoveling poop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she specifically calls it demon horse poop, I think. Either that or alien horse poop.
Right.
Anyway, my vote is secondary dimension by your definition.
But it does just, it's an interesting thought of like, okay, but how did humans get here?
Right. Well, I don't know how the multiverse works, so
I'm in a very world building headspace because of specific books I've been reading and the fact that I'm working on news stories and whatnot, and just that's the kind of questions that pop into my head with this stuff now.
Fascinating. Cut to the call center for sham psychics, where Lorne finds a friend named Aggie, who's a real psychic.
Oh, we missed the part where he sold Cordy and put a shock collar on her.
Oh yeah,
she's got a brand new shiny shock collar.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Some people pay good money for that kind of thing.
I'm not sure who, but I'll take your word for it. I mean, yeah, they did pay good money for it. They paid a pig and a pint. The ultimate price.
You missed the reference. I'm talking BDSM. There's people who would pay to wear a shock collar.
Oh.
They go to special clubs for that sort of thing.
Oh. So Lorne's talking to his friend Aggie, who's a real psychic, just like him. And she'll only help him find a psychic hotspot if he promises to go with them because he has to work through all of his shit.
I kind of like the way they put this together, though, because it's not her... Like, the reading that she does with him is plausible, I guess, where it's not just her, like, pulling information out of her ass. She's just like, well, you have this spots in your aura that tell me that, you have something that you need to face. You need to face this fear, and, encourages him to do it. And so I was pleased that it made sense to me. It wasn't just like, oh, I have a vision of a prophecy or some shit like that.
Yeah. I also liked that it kind of fills out some backstory for Lorne.
Yeah.
And he's not just this 2-dimensional character who's just always at the bar that he runs, which, I mean, they've already done that, obviously, but, you know, this is making it look like there's this network of psychics out there and he's pulling on background strings to get this information.
And the whole vibe between these two characters, I got kind of a, like, master apprentice sort of feel out of them. Like, this is somebody that he has taught at one point, and like she's, you know, gone on to do her own thing.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, at the very least, she's gotten readings from him, and now he's calling in a favor.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I had a quote of the day here. Lorne says, "Hey, I'd rather have a hydrochloric acid facial. I'd rather invite a hive of wasps to nest in my throat. I'd rather sit through a junior high school production of Cats." You see where I'm going with this? Not Pylea? You goddamn right. I mean, he doesn't say that, but the follow-up with the third worst thing being a junior high production of Cats, that's what got me.
See, I think my favorite part about that is, like, this was a joke he made before they made that fucking movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was it before the movie?
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, that movie was recent.
Huh.
The play, the Broadway play, was relatively newer at the time, I think.
Well,
and,
I mean,
like, it was touted as being really, really bad.
when you say recent, how recent? Like, give me a ballpark. Last year? 5 years?
2019.
Okay, I didn't even know about that.
And because it's awful.
I think there was a Broadway recording before that, so like anybody could watch it, but why would
the point is like, Cats has always been bad.
I think that's the joke, though. Nobody does Cats because it's good. They do Cats because it sells, because people are stupid.
Well, the only reason it did well on Broadway in the beginning was because of the other things playing on Broadway at the time. And it was the only family-friendly one.
Oh, that's funny. I had a director, the guy who directed the production of Tommy that I was in. He was in Cats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, briefly. Yeah, he always talked about how he... when I was at the... I don't know, there was a big party for everyone who'd ever been in that run of Cats, the really long run.
Right.
That lasted like years and years and years. So with like fucking everybody. Anyway, whatever. I was not impressed. He was a terrible singer. Great dancer, though. Terrible director. Fuck you, Jay. I'm sure he's listening to this podcast.
Yeah, everyone listens to this podcast.
So she gives him the psychic hotspot location that he needs, because she's probably got different psychic powers than him.
You're not real. Or I'm not real. Somebody here isn't real, and I suspect that you. So if you're not real, then that means that my head came off back there, and that I'm dead now. Dead.
Cut back to the Hyperion, where Angel is still being a big bitchy bastard hole and being all pushy about Wes finding the solution. I get that it's because he cares about Cordy. It's kind of sweet, really, but also just really shitty.
Well, his whole fucking tone is like, Wesley, you're holding back. Obviously, you know exactly where it is, and why aren't you telling me?
Yeah.
Like, that's his whole attitude. And it's like, no, bullshit. Obviously, he cares too.
It's like the guy with the knights in the episode of Buffy who's like, I want through this wall now.
Right?
Oh, right now?
Right now? Oh, we were going to wait.
I was going to go get a coffee.
Yeah.
We can do this right now, though. This thing that I'm actively working on at this exact moment. Yeah. I know I made that exact same comment last episode.
Right.
Still applies.
Oh, no, it definitely still applies. This actually makes me remember a time I was working on someone's computer. And I was going through and transferring files to a separate disk before I wiped the disk. And they're like super impatient, like wanting it to like get done quick. And it's like, it can only write data so fast.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
It's like this.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, why is this taking so long? It's like, 'cause it is. Like, I can't do anything but wait here while it works.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can enhance.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Oh, see, there's the problem. The nanobots need to be whipped. All right. I'm glad you told me to go faster, you piece of shit. God damn. All right. So, side plot, Wolfram and Hart send in a couple of fucking rando lawyers to appraise the building because they intend to buy it when the lease is up.
I thought Angel owned it.
Apparently he's just renting. I don't remember anything about the logistics of how he acquired it.
I mean, there was some brief things where with the like billionaire tech dude like helped him get it.
Yeah.
But like why I just can't imagine why Angel would have leased the thing and not bought the thing.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense now that you mention it. And maybe they retconned it so that they could do this thing for some artificial drummed up plot complication shit. So, quote of the day here, Angel says, lawyers. Don't you people sleep during the day? Because he's a vampire. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So they want to look around, but Angel's vamp face says otherwise.
Yes.
They snidely threaten to escalate the issue and find some loopholes in his lease. And then they fuck off. And Angel's like,
that's it.
Yeah. Fuck you. Haha, guess I'll have to deal with that in 6 months.
Or, he won't because he'll be dead.
Right?
Honestly, I think that's partly like he's like, oh, yeah, let's go to Pylea. Maybe I won't have to deal with that other problem.
Yeah, exactly. Leave that problem for Gunn. So.
That's future Angel's problem.
Exactly. But off in Pylea land,
yeah,
Cordelia's shoveling some demon horse shit and listing off all of the things she'd like to be doing back home.
Yeah. And, I can't blame her. I don't think I would. I don't think I want to shovel demon horse poop.
Yeah, I'd rather read magazines and go to restaurants or whatever the fuck she was talking about too.
And then she starts to try and take off her collar, but gets stopped by another slave, which we haven't learned yet. This other slave is Fred, but it's Fred.
It's Fred.
And Fred gives her kind of a rundown of, you can't take the collar off and whatnot. But
yeah. Don't do that. Your head might implode, and then it'd be fairly difficult to talk to you. And she phrased it very nicely. She said, then I can't talk to you. I'm like, aw, she needs a friend.
Yeah, and it's hinted that she was transported here by portal, just like Cordy, 5 years ago.
She kind of grills Cordy about the portal thing and how she got here. Briefly mentions she tried to get home, but she didn't have the math. And Fred has a very distinct southern accent and she's just clearly out of her fucking gourd.
Yeah.
5 years in a demon dimension might do that to you.
Yeah, particularly when, you're a librarian and you pick up this book and you're like, this is weird, and then suddenly find yourself in the demon dimension.
Yeah.
Like, that would break someone's brain a bit, I think.
Just a little bit. Have a little trouble coping. Yeah.
Like, I imagine if Cordy was stuck here for 5 years in the same kind of life, she would break, but she would have at least known what the cause of what brought her here was.
Absolutely.
Like, I can imagine that Fred, a few years into being in Pylea, would worry that the memories she had from Earth were like a dream or something. Like, that would fuck with your brain in weird ways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. But she's getting along fairly well, considering the circumstances. As we learn only a moment later, when a bunch of fuckers bust down the door into the barn, including this big green Shrek-looking motherfucker in this black hood his name is Narwek, we find out later.
Yep.
And he barges in yelling, "Fugitive!"
Yeah, it turns out that she has somehow disabled her collar.
Because she's a clever cow.
Yes.
And it was a good disguise. They think she's owned, but she's using it to move freely. Haha. Using the slavers' tools against them. I like it. So they wrangle Fred and they take her away while yelling at Cordy to lay face down in the poop.
Yep.
That's when they mention Fred having a disabled clever cowler. Yes.
Sure.
That's... which is high praise coming from these fucking nitwits.
Right.
Back at the Hyperion.
Yeah, back at the hotel in Angel's office now, apparently.
Yep.
It's no longer Wesley's office anymore?
I mean, there's enough space in there for them all to have an office.
I guess.
But did he get the good office back? Maybe he's just kind of sharing it with Wesley.
Yeah, maybe. But he's on the phone leaving a voicemail. Turns out it's for Gunn, but we don't know it at the time.
Yeah.
Just kind of giving him a rundown of things that are happening and, like, hey, this lease thing is going to be a problem. But also it makes sense that leave someone behind with information.
It does, in fact. And it sounds like it's awful sad. One might even say it's a bit broody.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then Lorne comes in and Angel says he's just waiting for Wesley to have a literal eureka moment. And not really a Voldemort flip here, but super in character for everyone involved. Quote of the day. Lorne says, he actually says eureka? And of course, Wesley knows how to open the portal now.
Yes.
Not even a mention from Lorne about that psychic hotspot. Well, it's about fucking time, Wesley, you worthless piece of stinking awful.
Well, no, it wasn't that he was trying to figure out how to open the portal. He was trying to figure out how to keep them together when they go through the portal.
Sure.
They already knew how to open it once they found the hotspot. They just needed to figure out how to go through the portal together and stay together in a group.
Sure, yeah.
I personally like the word eureka. I think it's totally valid for Wesley to use it.
It's not terrible. I'm going to mostly agree with you on that. Cut to Pylea, where we're back to Pylea. Cordy is holding a bucket of Viper's milk and a bunch of other shit at the market with her new owner, whatever the fuck her name was. I don't care.
I don't know that they had a name.
They did. Cordy actually calls her by name. I'm surprised she doesn't immediately get the shit kicked out of her for it.
Right.
Cow, don't use my name. Anyway, no, she's fine with it, but she's like, you better stand up straight, Cow. That Viper's milk is worth more than you. And we all know that Cordy's about to have a vision. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. It's rather poorly timed. She kind of drops the Viper's milk, but it doesn't spill too much.
I think she does pretty good,
Yeah,
all things considered.
All things considered.
But no, she has a vision of somebody getting attacked by the demon from the previous episode.
Specifically, one of their villagers.
Yeah, one of their villagers, and then everyone gathers around to go, she's a witch!
Yeah, and nobody acts on it right away. They do later, so whatever. And they all look at it. Yeah,
she's
exactly.
Cursed. She's cursed. She's a witch.
She turned me into a newt. I got better. Back in the real world, in the car, in the convertible on the street at nighttime.
And turns out the hotspot is Paramount Studios, the gate to Paramount Studios.
Oh, was it? I didn't even notice.
Yep. Yeah, I just happened to recognize the gate, and then I double-checked it, and it is, in fact, Paramount Studios.
Oh, okay, so the sign wasn't like in the episode or anything.
Nope.
Okay. But Angel and Wesley are sitting in the front seat, Lorne in the back, pondering over Wesley's level of positivity that the metal around the car will actually keep them together once they get to Pylea. And then Gunn jumps in the back of the car, now having resolved his major plot hole for nearly a full quarter of an episode.
Yeah.
And he's back to say, you know what? Fuck those guys. Y'all my peeps now, or some such.
Well, so Wesley's expressing his stress of trying to figure it out because he, like, basically once they ask him, are you sure that the car thing is going to work? Wesley starts doubting himself. And at that moment, as he's doubting himself, we hear Gunn, suck it up, English, as he hops in the back. We learn that Angel had called him and left him the voicemail, and it convinced him to go. And they bring up the point of Angel saying, I thought it would be good if someone who had stayed behind had known some shit that was going on, and then proceed to not leave anyone behind who knows what's going on.
Not only that, but Gunn apparently got the message that Angel left him, as you mentioned, which categorically did not and could not have included Lorne's contribution of the location of the hotspot.
Correct.
But hey, now, this is a road trip to Pylea, all right? But I say fuck it. Let's make a pit stop at the Plot Hole Emporium. Welcome, Rex, to the Plot Hole Emporium. Behold our plentiful overstock. Today we're having a buy one, get two free sale on all Ren Fair stock and really shitty B actors. Need some plot hole spackle? Well, we don't sell that here. But what we can do is fill up your plot hole with premium nitrogen and seal it over with grade A Play-Doh. It's airtight, seamless, and tastes like crayons. Not that I would know. Disclaimer, not actually airtight or seamless. So fill up those old plot holes with childlike wanton abandon. Don't worry about how your characters are getting their information and just enjoy the damn ride. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need oh wait, no, actually we are in desperate need of roads, which is why we need plot holes. We'll be there, filling them with demon horse shit. Now get back to work, you worthless cows.
I cannot believe this. How does the Plot Hole Emporium not carry plot spackle?
Because that would actually fill the plot holes. You can't.
But it's the Plot Hole Emporium. They're supposed to have everything.
They sell the holes. They only sell the holes. They don't fill the holes.
I guess. God, I left them a good Yelp review and everything.
Whoops. I shouldn't have done that. The Plot Hole Emporium is responsible for the show being shit.
Yeah.
It's where they shop. That's, anyway. Jeez.
I can hold a note for a long time. Actually, I can hold a note forever. But eventually, that's just noise. It's the change we're listening for. The note coming after and the one after that. That's what makes it music.
So, yeah, they tell Lorne one last time to sit down and shut the fuck up because you're coming with us. Now, buckle up, fuckos, because we're going shopping. With approximately 96% certainty, 4% chance of spaghettification and or any unknown quantity of horrific body horror scenarios, Siamese twins, head and rock, swapping penises, mouth replaced with anus, etc.
Jesus.
SpaghettiOs. Fication. And so they go through the portal.
Yeah, and the book stays behind.
Yeah, it leaves itself behind. It's like, hey, you guys have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun storming the castle. I'm going to stay here.
You know, it occurs to me that they probably should have guessed that the book would not go through the portal because it's been read before and hasn't gone through the portal. Like, they know the story of Fred disappearing and having read the portal or read the book and then ended up in the portal. And so, like, I don't know. It seems like maybe they should have guessed.
A bit of an oversight.
Yeah.
A little bit of an oversight, sure.
And then they're through the portal, and as soon as they're through the portal, they realize something that I think should have been brought up before they drove through, and that is that, hey, look, sunlight, because Angel was like, oh, maybe should I put the top up? Will that matter? Nobody mentioned, hey, maybe you should put the top up just in case it's sunny out.
Well, I didn't think about the time change. Why would they think about the time change?
Because it's portal hopping.
It's another oversight. Lots of oversights here.
Yeah.
It's totally excusable, Rex.
Eh.
Yeah, the only reason I could think of that they didn't just say, why don't we put the top up just to be safe?
Right. Like, why not?
Why take the risk?
Yeah.
Is because it's easier to film them in a convertible.
Yeah.
And they don't have to get a camera inside the car. And they can light them. It's easier. It was a bullshit excuse.
Right.
Anyway.
But it does give us this great scene where the car comes to a stop. Angel has a moment where then he realizes that, oh, it's sunlight. And he starts frantically trying to, like, cover himself, and everyone starts trying to help, and he's freaking out, and then realizes he's not on fire because, hey, it's not one sun, it's two, and apparently the curse only works with our sun and not the two that they have, and he's not on fire.
Yeah. Hey, and that's more evidence that this is secondary and not parallel.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But one of the quotes that I got here from Angel is, can everybody just notice how much fire I'm not on? And he's just giddy about it, like a little child.
Yeah, it's kind of adorable this whole time. Wesley is fascinated and therefore must pinch Angel's cheeks because he's apparently his elderly aunt now.
Yes. He had to pinch Angel to make sure he wasn't dreaming.
Yeah.
Because that's how that works.
I mean, I think he was checking the consistency of his skin for science. For science!
Yes. Science!
I mean, Angel's probably killed for less. Not Angelus. Specifically Angel proper.
Oh, man.
Wesley says, and we're together, and we didn't merge into some freakish 4-man Siamese twin.
Gunn rightly responds with, wait, that was an option?
That was a risk?
That was a risk? Nobody told me about that? Well, Gunn, you see, if you had been here like you're supposed to because you're paid for it, then maybe you'd have been told these sorts of
if you didn't have other people to worry about, you selfish bitch, maybe you'd have known that. But, you know, also, maybe he wouldn't have come along had he known that. So, and also, you know, nobody told him where the hotspot was, and he found that just fine.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
He fucking knew shit he shouldn't know. Maybe he should have known that too.
So Lorne recommends that they hide the car with some brush or whatever, since Pylea doesn't have cars. Another quote of the day here, going along with Angel being elated about the sunlight thing. He says, oh, hey, look, there's some over in that patch of sun. I'll get them. And he's as happy as a little girl. Speaking of old-ass jokes, my bad. And that's not even really a joke. It's just a weird reference to SNL. So
right.
Gunn, for some reason, feels the need to give Wesley a bro shake over how cool it is to hop dimensions.
To be fair, it is pretty fucking cool.
It's kind of cool. It didn't really seem to... I don't know. It seemed out of place and unnecessary. So yeah, they decide they need to get their asses moving on finding Cordy, who is probably in desperate need of a friend.
Yes. Cut to Cordy being in desperate need of a friend.
Yes, she is.
She's hogtied and surrounded by a bunch of people in some sort of like cavernous place.
Yeah, and the big green dude from before comes in wearing this executioner.
Constable Narwhak. Yep, he confirms that her vision was true. They found the corpse.
I hate this motherfucker's costume and his makeup.
Right.
I hate everything about this character.
Yeah. Completely agree.
It's this cheap, shitty-looking Ren Fair type costume. Bad green latex paint job on his face. He's supposedly in awe that she predicted the villager being attacked.
Yeah.
And he's like, before it had come to pass. Oh! And as he said this, I realized why I hate all of these people's acting so much.
Why?
They don't have British accents. Something about medieval settings. These characters just need British accents. It feels so...
Yeah, they don't really have any sort of accent.
Yeah.
They should have... it seems like they should have an accent.
They're completely Midwestern American.
Yeah. Honestly...
Before it had come to pass. It's like the fucking... Whatever those guard dudes in... maybe that's what they were going for. You know, the guys from... The name of the episode. The movie that the name of the episode is referencing.
Oh, Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of fucking Oz. At the end where the guy's like, she's dead. You killed her. I wonder if maybe that's kind of what they were going for.
I don't know. Honestly, though, now that you mention it, it kind of bothers me that they are speaking English at all. Like...
Yeah, I'm over it.
But yeah, they should at least have some kind of accent.
Yeah, they absolutely should. Could have gone British, could have gone Scottish, could have gone fucking Russian. I don't care.
Yeah, just anything that could have been nondescript weird accent.
Something made up. Like most of the accents in fucking Game of Thrones were essentially made up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're based on real accents, and they did a really fucking good job.
Yeah, they did.
Of making the different regions of that land sound like they have their own distinct, unique accents, even though they're all just British.
Right.
Anyway, Enough about that.
Some priest walks up and he's speaking on a test that they need to do to make sure that the visions that she's getting are indeed the curse. And the test involves stabbing her in the face, apparently.
Yeah, with something that looks like a red-hot awl.
Yeah.
And Cordelia screams. There's no evidence later that she's actually been stabbed in the face with it.
But, you know, even a red-hot poker getting close to the face, that can't be good.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not comfy.
It's scary, definitely. Cut to a clearing. Well, the clearing.
Yeah, back to the woods where they've finished covering the car. They're like, oh, that should do it. And there's like one stick on the car.
Well, they all pick up a bunch of brush all at the same time that they'd gathered. So they're like, okay, we're ready to cover the car and go now. And Angel's like, don't forget the book. Or Wesley says, don't forget the book.
Yeah, and then Angel's like, I don't have the book, you have the book. Somehow Wesley has forgotten that he was holding the book when they went through the portal.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you read the fucking incantation. Obviously, you were holding the book.
Mm-hmm. So everybody's pissed off that they can't find the book. Wesley supposes maybe it only exists in their dimension for the sole purpose of opening portals.
Which would make sense.
To Pylea, not from. And Angel keeps their asses on task and barks at them to find Cordelia first, then worry about getting home. Lorne makes an excellent point that they don't have alcohol here. Not that it matters, you can't get drunk, Lorne.
Right?
Yep. And I mean, they're on a schedule here. And if there's nothing you can do about it now, then that's sage advice. Definitely stop bitching about it if there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and besides that, there's no point in stressing about the book because you should probably make sure you have Cordy first.
Right.
Like, honestly, it's kind of better off. You don't have to fucking worry about carting the book around, you know, because you got to find Cordy.
Yeah. And then they just have to worry about finding an ancient library or finding the one person in the world who knows how to open a portal to another dimension.
Right. But here's a moment where it clicked to me is like, what the fuck were these people thinking? Because Lorne, in the very beginning of the episode, mentioned that, hey, you don't want to go to Pylea looking like a human.
Right.
Why did they choose to go here? They prepped for this. Why did they choose to go to Pylea without changing into any other clothes?
Dressed in modern civvies. And it's not like they didn't have Lorne who could have coached them.
Exactly. They couldn't have, first off.
Well, Lorne wasn't being very cooperative.
Right.
For starters.
But also, at the very least, Angel, you could vamp out and then not look human.
Also that.
You could, pretend the humans that are with you are slaves, something, anything. At least try a little bit. Try just a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't squeeze all the plot holes into the one plot hole emporium. I'm sorry.
No, there's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a whole warehouse in back of other shit. Come back on Half Off Saturday.
Oh.
It's actually Black Friday today.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I could have cashed in on that. Oh, well.
It's still, it's just,
yeah.
You guys they are smarter characters than this.
It's kind of a hot dumpster fire of an episode, frankly.
Yeah.
I'm with Wolfram and Hart.
Everybody should have a lawyer like this.
Mr. Winters shall never be convicted of any crime. Ever. Should you continue to harass our client, you'll be forced to bring him into the light of day.
I want that stricken from the record.
A place I'm told that's not all that healthy for you.
So cut to Cordy where she's completed her exam.
Yeah, and she's a bit out of it. Apparently being stabbed in the face and healing being stabbed in the face.
I think she did pretty well for not studying, though.
Yeah. She passed the test. She is, in fact, cursed.
And for the backwards savage yokels that have decided that she is, in fact, afflicted with the curse of the sight. Well, duh. I mean,
right.
We could have told you that. But they drag her out of the room. She looks rather the worse for wear.
Yeah. She's not having a good day.
Now, back to somewhere else in Pylea.
Back to town. Lorne takes them through his home, I guess, and the home of a childhood friend. Childhood friend named Blix.
Sure, yeah, that fucking guy. Oh, I remember Blix.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They go way, way back. They go way, way back. But not back far enough because Lorne is chased out of Blick's house, and he has an axe.
Oh no, not an axe.
And calls him a traitor, and they all have to take off running.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and they go from not being seen at all to having a mob of Lorne-like demons chasing them with pitchforks, yelling, "Traitor, deserter, we don't like those things about you. We will stab you for it, but we're definitely just going to hold them at you for a while first."
Yeah. Well, they corral them essentially to the center of town.
Yeah, we got to get you in just the right place for the stabbing.
They get to the center of town. They're surrounded completely, and they decide, you know what? It's time to fight our way out.
Yeah.
Now that we're completely surrounded, it's time to fight our way out.
Good plan.
It brings me one of the quotes of the day. Gunn says, "I take the 20 on the left, and you take the 50 on the right."
Okay. And they fight.
Yeah.
And Wes thinks that they're winning.
I think we're winning. Cut to nope, they're tied up.
Yeah, they're not winning. They're not winning. Nice little Voldemort flip there.
For fuck's sake, like, they saw how good of a warrior Landok was. There's no way.
Oh, yeah, you want to try and win against 70 of those dudes?
Yeah, seriously.
Good luck. So now they're tied up in a circle. A horse-drawn chariot arrives carrying the Sheriff of Nottingham, followed by two dipshits on horseback. It's okay. It's not the Sheriff of Nottingham. No. It's Narwick. So he, of course, recognizes Lorne, Krev Lornswath of the Deathwalk clan.
I love how they have to fucking say his entire name.
Every time. He refuses to recognize the cows as Lorne's friends, as they are beasts of burden, no more. And fucking hell, God, the way he talks sounds so stupid, I hate it. Like, did the casting director even hear him talk at the audition? Or was this another Ren Fair recruit, like Landokmar? Oh my God. Fucking Narwick plays the "they are dressed so strangely" card, and just, bitch, please, who fucking wrote this? Nintendo?
Right?
God damn, it's so stupid, Rex.
It is profoundly,
it's profoundly stupid. Yes.
Profoundly stupid.
So
the whole fucking episode.
They separate Lorne from the group and tell the rest that they're being taken to the dungeon for the crime of assault against their betters or some shit, which all seems way too formal for cows, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Why would they even talk to them and not just immediately slit their throats?
Yeah, we get moments where they treat the humans like animals, but then they're not treating these humans like animals for some reason.
I mean, okay, so there's a solid argument for cow being kind of a euphemism for slave here, but barely.
Right.
Barely. Gunn has to push Narwick's buttons here because he's Gunn.
Yeah.
He likes being punched or making bad jokes about orange vests that are completely lost on literal demons from another dimension, I guess.
Well, and this is another moment where we've gotten quite a number of moments in these later episodes where they are not writing these characters as intelligently as they are supposed to be.
Yeah, no.
And this profoundly is one of those moments because I'm sorry, but do you think Gunn doesn't know how to interact with somebody who is threatening to kill him? Specifically, an authority figure that wants him dead? You think Gunn doesn't know how to talk to him to not provoke him?
Yeah, maybe don't antagonize him. And I guess they're trying to, I don't know, they do this a lot for Gunn in this episode. I kind of decided not to bring it up. I had a few other things in my notes, but now that you mention it, they keep giving him these tokenism ebonics things. And the whole playing the power dynamic in a scenario where it's a bad idea to do so is part of that.
No, like
this is a black stereotype that they are forcing upon him.
And there is no question in my mind that by the way the story is written, he should just be killed on the spot.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why they'd cart him off.
Gunn is not that stupid.
Right.
I hate that they made this decision for his character.
This whole episode, the entire the only one who seems to be written as having any sort of intelligence about the situation is Cordy, because at the very least, she's like, hey, I shouldn't be yelling for help. Fuck. Now, granted, though, she's mouthing off the whole fucking time. Kind of works to her character, but she's still smart enough to know that, hey, maybe I should play along a bit.
She knows when to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it's painful. It's painful.
Very. Cut to Cordy and Silas in wherever they were when they were doing the tests. Silas is the brown hooded tattooed demon dude. And he says, "The time has arrived, my brethren. She is indeed cursed with the sight." I'm surprised he didn't say cursed instead of cursed. "Measures must be taken. Blood must be spilled."
Dun dun dun.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cut to a dungeon. There's some shitty, ludicrous banter about magical alloy chains, but not really. Gunn is just making himself feel better. It's a bad joke.
Yeah.
Wesley finds the impenetrable walls impenetrable.
Big surprise.
Gunn will cause Wesley bodily harm if he finishes that sentence. I kind of wouldn't have minded that at this point.
It would have been more interesting than what was happening in the episode.
Let's get some infighting. Sure, why not? Wesley compares their situation to the Towers of London, because he's British.
Yeah.
And everybody's less than two-dimensional in this episode.
Yes.
Angel hears something at the door with his vampire ears.
And of course, he hears something and Gunn is like, oh, I don't hear anything. Like, somehow Gunn has forgotten that this dude's a fucking vampire.
Wes has to turn around and mouth the word vampire to explain to Gunn that that's why he can hear the voices.
As if he hasn't been working with Angel all goddamn year.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. It's all really condescending. Like this whole fucking episode.
Anyway, Angel hears through the door two guards discussing a slave that had visions. They assume it's Cordy, rightly. And then they hear the guards coming. They back off from the door, and they're to be carted off to be sentenced.
Yeah, so now they're reunited with Lorne, who is also in chains. Quick quote of the day. Angel says, "What did they do to you?" Lorne holds up his chains and says, "Oh, well, first there was the welcome home parade thrown in my honor. Ticker tape, streamers. Honestly, I'm so touched. I almost wept." It was good sarcasm.
Yeah.
Good sarcasm.
And it was the kind of sarcasm that needed to happen because, really, that's a dumb fucking question.
Yeah. Somebody needed to point it out. So Angel gets Lorne all up to speed on what he heard about Cordy. He wants to know if they're going to be taken into the chambers in the next room together or separate because he's trying to plan a fight.
Yeah.
But Lorne doesn't know because he's never been sentenced to death before. Duh. Angel has a plan. Hard air quotes.
Hard air quotes? We should fucking carve those in stone.
Yes. Hard stone quotes. Narwek says some stupid shit. I really couldn't wait for him to be done talking. Some shit about relishing seeing them dead, worthless cows or whatever.
I hope he fucks off in the next episode.
Yeah, I hope he fucks off as much, if not more so than... This is making me miss Landakmar.
Right?
I really miss him. I kind of want to...
There was a little bit of entertainment from that character.
I want to send him a Christmas card. So they enter into the main chambers, and Angel picks this exact time to start fighting the guards, as they're entering an unknown room that could potentially be full of tons more guards.
Yeah.
Great plan, Angel. But luckily, it's just Cordy sitting on a throne wearing a sexy reflective bikini.
A sequenced bikini.
Sequined, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Nope, because she is now their queen,
Something
I guess.
or rather. They're some sort of lord.
The whole fucking... Oh, God, I hate this goddamn trope. I fucking hate it. I was so pissed. I did not remember that this happened, and I was so fucking angry.
Yeah, my brain definitely was like, oh, we don't need to remember that.
It's like,
filter that out.
the whole trope of, they're savages, and they think that she's their divine god or ruler or something. That's never been done before.
They also do this in an episode of Rick and Morty, which, to be fair, came well after this.
Hell, it's in fucking Star Wars.
Oh, yeah?
The Ewoks think that C-3PO is their god.
Oh, ha!
Hell, I'm sure this has also been done in Futurama. Or
now that you mention it, probably. Simpsons did it.
Yeah, I'm positive The Simpsons did it. It is one of the most overused fucking tropes ever when it's modern-ish people come to some tribalistic backwards past people or whatever.
Right. Well, let's get back to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Meantime,
sorry.
Gerarg.
Is this from me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Nights I shall walk the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
So, tell me how you really felt about this episode, Rex.
Fucking hated it. Gee, it was so fucking dumb, and it was padded out the ass.
Oh, yes.
I literally had to stop halfway through this is the first time I've ever fucking done it. I had to stop halfway through the episode and just step away because I was so fucking bored.
Yeah. It was a hot dumpster fire, that's for fucking sure. It's a raging dumpster fire. Speaking of dumpster fires, have you seen any of the new Beavis and Butthead?
No, I haven't wanted to. I've assumed that it was going to be a dumpster fire.
No, that's actually just a reference to one of the episodes where Beavis is talking to a literal dumpster fire.
Oh God!
And it's telling him things to go do, but it's actually things that are bettering himself. Go read this book and write a 2-page essay. Why?
Okay.
Why would I do that? I am fire. No, it's fucking funny. No, new
right.
Beavis and Butthead.
I might have to check it out.
New Beavis and Butthead is better than this episode of Angel. It's actually all quite funny.
Yeah, this episode was stupid as hell. I'm annoyed that we're going to spend the next 2 episodes in this fucking world continuing with this storyline. Mm-hmm. It is a stupid episode, and I'm not looking forward to the rest of this.
Yeah, okay, let's just get Fred in the show and move on.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. But here we are. Oh well. Hey, did you have a quote of the day, Rex?
I guess. I'm gonna go with I really liked Angel's response to not being on fire. It amused me.
Okay.
His line, can everybody just specifically he interrupts everyone to be like, hey, this is more important. Can everybody just notice how much fire I'm not on?
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's quippy.
It was quippy. It was one of the few moments in the episode where I actually was amused.
And it's so rare to see Angel happy like a puppy.
Right.
You know, he can really be a fun, endearing character in those moments. I was gonna give it to Angel. So this is my runner-up. Angel saying, "Lawyers, don't you people sleep during the day?"
Yeah, it was a good one.
But I'm actually gonna give it to Lorne. Hey, I'd rather have a hydrochloric acid facial. I'd rather invite a hive of wasps to nest in my throat. I'd rather sit through a junior high school production of Cats. That's it. Because that's funny shit.
I'm torn. I'm not sure what would be worse, being subjected to Pylea or a high school production of Cats. They're both fairly equally. I think I have to add Pylea to my list if I run into something that I don't want to do, because fuck Pylea. It's boring.
Yeah. Well, save it as a gift for, if you ever run into Pinhead and you need to enjoy some good suffering. It'll be nice. It'll be a fun time together.
There's a new one of those coming out. A remake of Hellraiser.
Yeah, it's already came out during Halloween.
Oh, it did?
I haven't seen it yet. We should watch it, though, because my roommates watched it without me.
Oh, those fuckers.
And I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that on the live question and answer session that we're going to have for our Patreon supporters.
No.
Towards the end of January 2023. We're all going to watch the new Hellraiser together. It's official. I'm doing that. Okay, not really. We're not doing that. I don't think that's even legal. We can't do that.
No.
So, hey, this has been another episode of Ale with Angel, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Check us out at beerwithbuffy.com. If you add a /shop onto that, you can find some shit that's our shit and that you can buy it, and then it becomes your shit, but it's still our shit because we branded it with our logo, and it'll remind you of us forever, and it'll remind your friends who don't know about us to come also listen to our podcast and review us on iTunes so that maybe they can win a free hoodie.
And we're getting close to that number, guys.
You know what else you can do is you can just buy a hoodie.
That too.
Then you don't have to wait to win a free one. And if you're not into all that, clothing and buying shit, and you just are like, I have so much money, how will I ever get rid of all of this money? Boy, I sure do love these people. It's too bad there's no correlation between these thoughts. Well, I have that correlation for you right here. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/beerwithbuffy and buy our cat naming perk for $5 or $10 or whatever. You name your own price, $50. That's the best cat naming tier. Yeah. It's $50 a month. Give it to Beer with Buffy and support our podcast. Buy us booze, help us stay on the air. It'll be great. If you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email us at beerwithbuffy@gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 269-743-0783. Big shout out to JJ Treadway for all our opening and closing music. We also have a sister podcast now. It is called Wubba Lubba Pod Pod. And Rex isn't on it. It's
no, I'm not.
Just me and Alex from the Heart. Check us out. We've only got a few episodes at the moment. Just go to www.wubbalubbapodpod.com or jump on any of your favorite social media platforms, except, maybe not Twitter.
It is quite funny.
It's kind of a dumpster fire. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And just search for Wubba Lubba Pod Pod or Wubba Pod Pod or Wubba Lubba Pod on some play. Anyway, this has been Ale with Angel. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex. Have a good night.
Have a better night than this episode.
Yes. God, I need to drink.
You are the Slayer. Lives depend upon you. I make allowances for your years, but I expect a certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Earwolves, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day.
One girl in all the world.
Common sense.
One girl in all the world.
Was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?